Let's talk about some life and money habits that you can master to become rich. The number one thing people spend money on is rent. Most people spend at least 60% of their paycheck on just paying rent and bills. If you can live at home and save that money, honestly, forget about the social implications that people might think, oh, you're a guy, why are you living at home? If my parents were actually in London, because my parents are in Nigeria, if my parents were in London and we had a house here, I would not even consider leaving that place till I was ready to move in with my girlfriend. Like, honestly, I would not even consider it at all because it makes no sense. If you can save at least £1,500 a month by just living at home, imagine you saving that for the first 3 years when you're an analyst, and then when you become an associate, maybe then you can decide to get a flat or start renting. But if for the first 3 years you can save £1,500 every month, just say over a year, that's around £13,000. Over 3 years, that would then be around almost £40,000 that you can save by just living at home. Imagine that is invested, you could probably get 10% return. More or less what I'm trying to say is living at home makes such a huge difference, and I know a lot of people that think they need to move out because they're a guy and they can't stand their parents. If I had the choice of living at home, even if I despise my parents, I would make it work, because to me, saving that money is a lot more important. Yes, you want to live by yourself because of freedom, being able to come back what time you want, I get it, but you know, the remedy to that is to find a friend or a cousin you can always stay at if your parents start to piss you off. But yeah, live at home, save money. The next one is investing, and I talk about investing so much because it's the number one thing you can do to increase your income. Under investing, I'm going to cover how early should you start, your risk capacity and frequency, your risk tolerance, asset allocation, and how to choose a broker. Let's start with the first question. How early can you start investing? As soon as possible. As soon as you're making any income, honestly, get your parents to open you a stocks and shares account with a bank, if you can open one with a broker, and start investing early. Any free money you get, give to your parents and make sure they invest that money for you. The earlier you start, the better, because one man's investing is time. Time is the key to investing. Time allows you to generate more returns, all things being equal, and also gives you the time to recover from large drawdowns. Now, risk capacity versus frequency. Risk capacity is more or less how much you can invest each month. For me, that could be around £2,000. For you, it could be £1 million. For my sister, it could be probably £200 because she spends all her money on makeup. But that's the whole idea. How much can you invest each month? Well, how frequently should you invest? Because most people have a job that they get paid monthly. It just makes sense to allocate a certain amount to investing each month. And most people ask how much you invest each month. I think once you've paid your fixed expenses, invest at least 60% of that money, and that makes a huge difference. Now you know how much you're going to invest, and you know you're going to invest monthly. What is your risk tolerance? And only you can decide what your risk tolerance is. And risk tolerance is more or less how much drawdowns you can stomach. For some crypto fanboys, they could stomach a stock going down by 200%. For my sister, probably if it goes down by 5%. If Apple went down by 2%, she'd start calling me on the phone like, hey, what's going on with Apple? It just literally goes to show everyone has a different risk tolerance, and that will literally influence what you're going to invest in. In terms of what to invest in, that's called asset allocation. You have to decide if you want equities, bonds, commodities, real estate, crypto. You have to decide what the optimum mix is for you. For some people, it could be 100% equity or 100% crypto, or 60-40 equity crypto, or 60-40 equity bonds. Honestly, it's up to you to decide, but the rule should be try and maximize your risk adjusted returns, which is more like the Sharpe ratio of investments. The next obvious thing you could do is to make another income, which is why I'm in front of you today making a YouTube video. If you told me back in university that I'd be a YouTuber, anyone that knows me personally would have laughed at you, because I'm not that kind of person, and I wasn't that kind of person. But for me, there was a demand. I saw a lane and I went into it, and honestly, I'm quite happy that I make YouTube videos now. But I'm not making YouTube videos just to educate people. I'm also doing it to make some income, because I think once you have a skill, you should try and monetize it. For me, that's doing YouTube and become an online fitness coach. It's like with the internet, you can more or less try and monetize a certain skill online, and you can't tell me you don't have a skill, because if you made this far in your life, you're over 18, you definitely have something that you're good at. Well, hopefully. So try and monetize a skill and make a second income. Two incomes are better than one, and I know there's a push for people to become creators only. Please stick to a full-time job and try creating by the side and see if you actually like creating, because the worst thing you can do, or what I could have done, is to quit my job at an investment bank and say I want to become a full-time content creator. It makes zero sense. That's not a good logical decision. So have a full-time job and start content creation and see if you actually like it. If you can't balance both things, things, then yes, decide to quit one or the other. The next thing you can do is to try and avoid lifestyle inflation. What happens is people go from being in university earning more or less £0 a month to work for an investment bank or law firm earning maybe £2,000 a month, and their costs go, they start going out each day, drinking, going out for parties, spending money on bottles, taking girls out every single day. And it's because the money is given into lifestyle inflation. And at the end of the day, what matters is your income and your cost. If your costs are going up faster than your income, then obviously you're not investing any more money. So make sure you don't give into lifestyle inflation. The goal should be that your income goes up exponentially more than your cost. If just because you start working for an investment bank and you start spending money on new cars, new bottles, buying like expensive tech for no reason, then I'm sorry to let you know, eventually you go broke. Even if your income is 1 million, if you spend it stupidly, you will go broke. And there's loads of examples of people that had high income, high net worth, and they went bankrupt. Why? Because they spent their money stupidly. Hope you enjoyed that video, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.